In today's episode of Madden 25, I'm going to be realistically rebuilding the New Orleans Saints, but with the new addition of Shedeur Sanders. If he hypothetically gets drafted there, there's a lot of buzz about it. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. Let's see if we can get this video to 100 likes. I would appreciate that. Starting off, Derek Carr has a shoulder problem, and they said he could miss the first half of the 2025 season, which I definitely could see happening in long term. He's just not the guy. He's not going to push you over the edge. And this team is just, I think the Saints are probably in one of the worst spots in the NFL. They're negative in cap room. They're a mediocre team every year. They need to just shut down and rebuild. Also, why does Taysom Hill have superstar development? I simulated to the offseason. I guess the AI just gave him superstar development. Yeah, they did. Let me take that away. But anyways, as I was saying, they're just dishing out contracts to just players that they don't need to give it to. They didn't need to sign this Derek Carr contract. I knew it was going to be awful once they did it. Chris Olave is the only player I can see here long term. They got Rashid Shaheed on a one-year deal. They re-signed Juwan Johnson. Ryan Ramczyk is pretty old. I don't really know how Fuaga is doing. Hopefully he does well in real life. But honestly, I think this entire team, other than Chris Olave, needs to be gutted. Re-signing Chase Young, I think sure, long term, that's not bad. But past that, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Chase Young, and then Chris Olave should be here. After that, I think the rest of this team should honestly just be stripped down. A lot of these players may have regressed or progressed because, again, I simulate to the offseason. That's how I do my videos, and then I load it in a draft class. But anyways, I just don't think this team it just doesn't need this mediocrity. Just strip down the team, get a top pick, draft the QB. I don't know if Shedeur Sanders is going to be that guy for them, but honestly, at this point, they need anything, and I think they should trade away a bunch of their players, which I have done in the past. But for the sake of the rebuild, I'm not going to do that. I may trade a few players, but right now we're starting off here with Shedeur Sanders out of Colorado at pick number 9 here. 90 throw power, 84 speed, 85 acceleration, hidden development. He will be the QB of the future, at least for this rebuild. In round number 2, picking up corner Maxwell Hairston. You lost Paulson Adebo, and you just lost Marshawn Lattimore. I don't know why you traded him away. Should have just paid him a bag like you paid Chase Young a bag. But we're getting Maxwell Hairston out of Kentucky. Only normal development. I think he's a lot better than that in a real life. I think this is a solid pickup. In round number 3, picking up outside linebacker Kyman Rucker out of North Carolina. 6'2", 265 here, run stopper. He seems more like an edge rusher at 265, but still 79 speed, 86 acceleration, A tackle, B power moves, A hit power, B awareness. Now, this is the team after the draft. The AI picked up Donovan Edwards. I remember having him in one of my previous simulations. He was not good, but we'll make him the number 2 for now behind Alvin Kamara here. We got Chris Olave, Brandon Cooks back on the Saints, Rashid Shaheed, Juwan Johnson. Solid offensive line on paper. Trevor Penning was a bust, but if they can stay healthy, it's a good offensive line. 83 overall team here, and overall, it's not horrible, but again, I want to just trade Cam Jordan to Mario Davis, Tyrann Mathieu. I would, but this is a realistic rebuild, and realistically, I just think they're going to keep holding on to these players. Let's try and develop Shedeur Sanders. Got Donovan Edwards as a backup. It's not horrible on paper. It's just not good enough to win you a Super Bowl. They're just going to be stuck in mediocrity for a long time. But Maxwell Hairston, I do think is going to be pretty good in real life. And then anything else here, he's going to be in the slot. Let's move up Donovan Edwards, P. Werner, and then Brian Brzee I like, but I think he needs someone else to complement him on the defensive line because he's more of a pass rushing defensive tackle. He's not a big body blocker in that gap, in the A gap or B gap. But yeah, he is 6'5", 305. Yeah, so he's a big guy, but I think he is more of, it says he's not a speed rush archetype, but I think he is much better at block shedding and getting to the quarterback than he is at filling the gap. But that's just my opinion, I guess. Anyways, apart from that, let's see how Shedeur Sanders does in year number 1 and simulate the midseason mark. 2-5 at the midseason mark. Honestly, not bad. 4th in passing yards, 14th in offensive points per game. Defense is 22nd. Scouting national focus. I'm going to do receiver because I don't think Brandon Cooks or Rashid Shaheed is going to cut it long term. Don't get me wrong, I really like Rashid Shaheed in real life, but in Madden, he's 27, about to be 28. He's not going to help us in a 4-year rebuild. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to re-sign him. He got a 1-year deal in real life. I only have $40 million left to spend, so I'm not huge on him. I don't know who this guy is, but apparently he has star development. He's 24 years old. He's a stupid cheap contract. I know it seems unrealistic to sign this guy, but if it's stupid cheap and he can develop long term with his age and with that development, then sure. Ryan Ramczyk, it depends how he plays. Trevor Penning, absolutely not. Alontae Taylor, probably not. Demario Davis, I wouldn't mind back, but again, I don't want to be stuck in mediocrity. It just depends how he plays. He probably will play pretty good in simulation. Tyrann Mathieu, I don't want. Cam Jordan, I don't want. Brian Brzee, I'll probably accept that option. But apart from that, guys, let's move into the playoffs to see if we can somehow make them in year number 1. 4-13 and negative $9 million in salary cap. Typical New Orleans Saints season. Stats and awards. Shedeur, not bad for a starting year. 25th in pass rating, though. 15th best offense, 18th best defense. I mean, 13 receptions to 24 touchdowns. Not the best ratio there. 94 pass rating is good in real life, but in Madden it's different. Only got sacked 32 times. Honestly, not as bad as I thought he would. Had a lot of yards. So for what the team is right now, honestly, I'll start with that. That's not bad for a 74 overall quarterback. Alvin Kamara, whatever. 12 touchdowns, no fumbles, 4.6 per carry, 1,100 yards. Pretty good season, actually, especially for his age. Brandon Cooks, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Chris Olave, 990 yards, 5 touchdowns. Jawan Johnson, 800 yards, 3 touchdowns. Rashid Shaheed, 600 yards, 1 touchdown. He will not be getting a re-signing. Sacks allowed here. Fuaga allows 12. That's wild. Ryan Ramczyk, I'm going to re-sign. Eric McCoy allows 5 with Dylan as well. And then Caesar here, Ruse allows only 1, so that's pretty good. Other than Fuaga, he did not do good. Demario Davis, 114 tackles, 104 from Maxwell Harrison. Great rookie year from him. An interception, 2 tackles for a loss, half a sack, 13 pass deflections. He had a great rookie year. 101 tackles for Pete Werner, tackles for a loss, 15 for Chase Young, 15 for Carl Granderson. My bad, not Granderson. And then 11 for Demario Davis and Brian Brzee. 9 sacks for Chase Young and Carl, 6 for Cam Jordan, 4 for Brian Brzee, and then 3 interceptions for Demario Davis, 2 for Pete and Justin Reed, and then deflections here on the team, 13 for Maxwell Harrison. That should be star development. He had a great year with us. 9 for Kool-Aid McKinstry, 6 for Pete, and then safeties on the team is 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. And the Chiefs win another Super Bowl as the Lions lose their first ever Super Bowl appearance. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP and the league MVP as Amon-Ra St. Brown wins the Offensive Player of the Year and Aiden Hutchinson wins the Defensive Player of the Year. Isaiah Bond wins the Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Cowboys, which I highly doubt will happen considering the fact that I forgot what I was going to say. He almost got arrested, or he did get arrested. He had an accusation against him. That's what it was. And then Travis Hunter went to the Jets. That's wild. Him and Sauce Gardner together. In the NFC South, Tyrann Mathieu, Demario Davis, Graham Gano, and Kirk Cousins all retire. For the team upgrade, Shedeur Sanders only comes with star development. That's fine with me as Alvin Kamara regresses again because of his age. No actual upgrades on the offense, though. Chase Young goes to superstar development. Maxwell Harrison doesn't get a development upgrade. Some people may be mad at me for this. 104 tackles in his rookie season. This is a great rookie season. 13 pass deflections, 1 interception, half a sack, 2 tackles for a loss, 104 tackles. More like a safety at that point. But still, that was a great season from Maxwell Harrison. Second in the team for tackles, leading the team in deflections. I'm going to give him star development. If you don't like it, boo-hoo. It's my video. The video is already posted anyways, so you can't change anything about it. But I think he had a great season, so that's the only one I'm going to force. I'm not going to be too picky about it, but sometimes EA just doesn't get it right. More like all the time, but you know what I mean. And for the re-signings, Brian Brzee here, I'm going to accept his option because I have limited money. Rashid Shaheed, suddenly I have $29 million in cap room. I don't know how that works, but I guess so. Rashid Shaheed, I'm just not going to re-sign. Ryan Ramczyk had a pretty good season with us. I do want him back. 2 years, he is regressing. I'll do the 2-year contract for $20 million. He only allowed 5 sacks as a right tackle. Pretty good year from him, especially with his age. Trevor Penning, I don't want, and then all these other extras I don't want. Except for the GOAT, Will Clapp. I'm going to pay him multi-millions to be here. 1-year contract, $3 million a year. Yes, I did that just for the memes. Will Clapp is back, baby. Cam Jordan can walk. He's a 74 overall. And then I'm just going to draft a new kicker and punter at this point. I only have $5 million to spend because I had to re-sign my GOAT, Will Clapp. So I'm just going to skip out on free agency. $5 million is not enough to spend. It sounds crazy to say that out loud, to say $5 million is not enough to spend. In the NFL, definitely not. In real life, I would love that. And we have the number 1 overall pick in the draft. I love trading away the number 1 overall pick most of the time because you can get so much value out of it. DJ Stanton, though, looks pretty sick. 6'5", 230, speed rusher. 230, and I mean, you're only 230 pounds and you run a 4.6. I would expect a lot better. I've seen outside coverage linebackers run like 4.4s, dude. That's wild for a guy who's 230 pounds. And then a defensive back, and Rasheem Jenkins here out of Alabama, 5'11", 208, and then great speed, good strength, A man coverage, A stamina, B zone coverage, B tackle. He looks really, really good, but it's like, is it really worth it at this point? I forgot to do the scouting national focus, I guess. But receiver here, top 5 guy in Nate Monroe here out of Michigan State, 5'11", 201, playmaker archetype, good speed, good strength, great acceleration here. He looks really good. He does look really good. I'm not going to trade back. I usually always trade back my number 1 overall pick, but I really like Nate Monroe here. I'm going to pick him. He's a position of need, and he's going to be ranked 3 in the class. Got him at number 1. Really good pick. Hidden development, 91 speed, and 93 acceleration here to Michigan State. He looks really, really good. In round number 2, our defensive line was ranked one of the bottom in the league. This guy looks better in Kendall Bonds out of UCLA, 6'4", 316 run stopper, great strength, solid acceleration, solid speed, A play rec, B block shooting, B awareness, and B tackle. I'm going to pick up Kendall Bonds here. I like what he has. Ranked 61, got him at 33. Normal development sucks, but really doesn't look that bad stat-wise. Need to get a new middle linebacker to replace Demario Davis, and on the board, this guy doesn't look amazing. Roosevelt McCoon here out of Florida, 6 foot, 230, great speed, solid acceleration. See, this guy runs faster than the first guy I looked at, and B zone coverage, B pursuit. He doesn't look stellar. He doesn't look awful either. This tight end, though, Tongue here looks really, really good. A Kentrell Tongue out of Michigan, 6'4", 260. He's going to have beef with our Michigan State player, but he has great speed, great strength, great acceleration, A awareness, A catch in traffic, B short route. I'm going to pick up Kentrell Tongue here in the early 3rd round, as he will be ranked 67, got him at 65. Hidden development, I'm immediately going to start him over Jawan Johnson. I just think he's going to be better long term. And then there's a free safety here who's a 1st to 2nd round projection, and I need a free safety. Poor speed, yeah, I'm just going to say no immediately. Trey Cobb, 5'9", 200 pounds. How do you have elite acceleration and elite agility but poor speed? That doesn't make any logical sense. And then in the 5th round, I'm picking up a fullback, Evan Keenan here out of Clemson, 6 foot, 225, hidden development. If it's a later round pick, why not? I don't have to pay him, and he has hidden development. He'll boost the overall team. And then in the 6th round, picking up new kicker Zach Huntington with elite kick power, 5'11", 204 out of Notre Dame, 96 kick power as a rookie is amazing. Hidden development as well for him, A awareness and A tackle. Sure, B pursuit. Why not, dude? Zach Huntington, W pick. And then in the 7th round, picking up a punter, Edward Montgomery here out of Notre Dame as well, his teammate with elite kick power, 96 kick power as well. Both seem to be on the same level. F awareness, though, so he's going to be a lower overall, but he has the kick power, and I'm pretty sure he had solid kick accuracy. Yeah, so C, not bad. After the draft, Nate Monroe is a 79 overall. This dude looks like an absolute beast. Glad I picked him. We're in number 15 as a receiver. I don't know about that, but sure. Then Bonds here is a 73, but normal development. Tongue is a 72, hidden development. Newton I picked up in the 4th round, doesn't seem to be that good. Normal development as well. Then special teams did pretty good there overall, but let's see who had the highest overall player in the draft. Hopefully I did here. I did not, actually. It's going to be Rasheem Jenkins. Yeah, he did look really good. I remember that out of Alabama here. Let's see if I missed out on an X Factor. He's an 80 overall. He seems pretty good, and his development trait is Superstar X Factor. So I did miss out on that, but Nate Monroe was the 2nd highest overall player in the draft. This was a stacked draft class. Trey Shaw seems to be stacked. Defensive tackles were good, except for the one that I picked, of course, but overall, really stacked the draft class. Nate Monroe seemed like a baller. And keep in mind, I keep all my draft classes on normal. I do not put them on strong or boost them in any way. So this is the team after the draft. We got Keenan as the starting fullback. Tongue is going to be the starting tight end. We got Monroe, and then we got Bub Means there as well. Let's move up Donovan Edwards just because he has the hidden development. I guess the AI picked up that guy Colby because I sure did not pick him. And I could switch this up, honestly, into the Kansas City playbook because the Kansas City playbook targets the tight end more and it's more passing focused for Shedeur Sanders. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. We got Air Raid, Base 4-3, Kansas City offense, Buffalo defense. So yeah, the offense is shaping up a lot better here in my opinion. And then defensively here, didn't really fix the linebacker position or the safety position, but I guess it is what it is for now. Year number 2 for Maxwell Harrison. Hopefully he has even a better year than last year. I thought he did really well, but let's move into the midseason mark. 4-3 at the midseason mark, much better coming off a loss to the Bengals here. 24th in offensive points per game, 15th in passing yards, 14th in defensive points per game. Our defensive passing game is 27th though. Scouting national focus, I want to do safety here to replace Justin Reed long term and get a new free safety. And for the players ready to negotiate here, Chris Olave doesn't want to be here. He wants to be in a bigger market, but I'm going to give him a bigger bag. $28 million a year for Chris Olave because we finally have money because I didn't re-sign a bunch of players that I didn't need to re-sign. Take notes, Saints. Justin Reed here, it depends how he plays. I wouldn't mind for two more years until he's 31 and he re-signs back on that contract. Jawan Johnson Johnson. I know I just said I wanted to replace Justin Reed, but at the same time, long term, I'll replace him. But for now, he can re-sign. Juwan Johnson can walk. I have his replacement. Kendre Miller, I don't really think he's going to do anything for me. And then Alvin Kamara, I just don't really want long term because he's just going to keep regressing. Isaiah Foskey, whatever, don't really want him. Devon Godchaux's too old. Same thing with Brandon Cooks. And then all these other extras I just don't need other than my GOAT Will Clapp. He deserves superstar X Factor. I'm just kidding. Derek Carr, awful contract. Don't want him back. Fuaga needs to get it together. It depends how he plays. If he plays like crap, I'm not going to accept his option, but it just depends. Let's move into the playoffs. 7-10, missed the playoffs. Surprise, surprise. Our defense was awful this year. Stats and awards: Shedeur Sanders improved, 17th in passer rating, 22nd best offense, 28th best defense. We were just bad in general this year. 33 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, 4,200 yards, 102 passer rating. Got sacked a lot this year, but overall, really big improvement despite him getting sacked so much this year. Shedeur Sanders, good job. As Alvin Kamara here, 3.5 per carry, 5 touchdowns. Yeah, he is gone. Nate Moore, the rookie, outperforming my entire team, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns in his rookie season. Tongue here, 900 yards, 3 touchdowns rookie season. Chris Olave, 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. And Brandon Cooks, 700 yards, 12 touchdowns. I'm still not going to re-sign him. He's just going to regress from here. Sacks allowed. Fuaga sucks, dude. 21 sacks allowed is ridiculous. I'm not only am I going to not accept his option, I'm going to trade him. That is awful. 21 sacks is ridiculous. Ryan Ramczyk, of course, stops performing once I pay him. I don't have to deal with his contract next year. Connor Colby, 7 sacks for a guard, really isn't anything impressive. It's just meh. Eric McCoy, good job, and then Caesar, good job as well, but awful job by the offensive tackles. Maxwell Harrison leading the team in tackles, no interceptions. Put this man at safety at this point, dude. I mean, he doesn't have the size for it considering he's only 186. Is he a zone coverage guy? He is a zone coverage guy, but he's also a good man-to-man as well. This is basically a safety with the amount of tackles he's had, but great job from him. 105 tackles for this guy. I'm not going to pronounce that last name or the first name. It's just weird, but 102 for Pete, and then tackles for a loss, 13 for Carl, 12 for Brian Brzee, 8 for Devon Godchaux, sacks, 10.5 for Carl, 8.5 for Brian Brzee, 5 for Chase Young this year, interceptions, 4 for Justin Reed, 2 for Pete, and then deflections on the team, 10 for Jordan Howden. I don't know who that is, but 9 for Kool-Aid McKinstry, 7 for Pete, and 7 for Anfreen. I don't even know how you say that. I guess I'm just dumb. And then safeties and defensive touchdowns is 0. And the Chiefs beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl and win another Super Bowl back-to-back. They're going for another 3-peat attempt. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP and the league MVP back-to-back. I'm sure the league is not happy with that. Aiden Hutchinson wins back-to-back Defensive Player of the Years. And wide receiver Chris Northcutt wins the Offensive Rookie of the Year. I feel like we got snubbed on that, but Eddie Adkins wins the Defensive Rookie of the Year for the Patriots. In the NFC South, Derek Carr, Storm Norton, Jake Matthews, and Hassan Reddick all retire. For the team upgrades, offensively, Tongue gets superstar development. Did he come with that or did he earn it? It looks like Tongue came with that. He was a early 3rd round pick, early 4th round pick, something like that. Pretty good pick. And then Nate Monroe only comes with star development. So you could say I fumbled the bag by not getting the Steelers defensive back because he had X factor, but overall I think he did really well. 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns in his rookie year is great. Alvin Kamara is just too old. He's regressed too far. So Donovan Edwards is going to be the starter for now. I don't think he's that good in simulation, but we'll see. Keenan has star development, no other upgrades past that. Defensively here, Justin Reed goes to superstar development. That's nice to see. No other upgrades on the team. Maxwell Harrison, I thought he would get superstar development for leading the team in tackles, but I guess not. It is what it is for now, but apart from that, guys, let's move into the re-signing. For the players ready to negotiate, Fuaga, I'm honestly going to trade him. I mean, he's young. You want to develop him, but 21 sacks, even if I don't even think a 3rd-string offensive tackle could allow that. 21 sacks is egregiously bad, and I've never seen him develop well in simulation anyways. Juwan Johnson, Kendre Miller, Alvin Kamara, Isaiah Foskey, and all these other extras can just walk, except the GOAT Will Clapp. But apart from that, $102 million to spend. I'm going to go trade Fuaga. I don't even care, dude. 21 sacks is egregious. Now, I'm going to trade him for what I think a realistic value for him is, which is a 3rd-round pick. And I know it's like, a 3rd-round pick for a guy allowing 21 sacks. He's an 85 overall. He's star development. He's young. There's going to be a lot of teams that still think that they can try and develop this guy. So let me see who needs a left tackle, and it looks like the Broncos need one. So I think a fair value for a guy who is young, star development, development, 85 overall, and just allowed 21 sacks is going to be a third-round pick. I know you spent a first-round pick on him, but he did not work out. So he's off to the Broncos for a third-round pick. I think that's realistic value. In free agency, Aiden Hutchinson is here. That's so tempting. He wants $40 million a year, which I probably can't do right now. And then Kyle Hamilton is here. I would love to have him on the team. $27 million I can do, but that would probably be my maximum offer. Then I would put him at free safety. Tyler Linderbaum, I don't need setter. Brian Branch is here. Marlon Humphrey would be nice. So after free agency, I got Kyle Hamilton here. I'm going to move Justin Reed to free safety. And then I got Jalen Jones on a 3-year deal. He's going to be a DB number 3 for us. And I think that's entirely fixed up our secondary. But going into the draft here, Eric McCoy is supposed to be playing center, but they moved him to left tackle. I don't know why. Probably because we just don't have one for now. So they're just not going to leave it blank. But I need a left tackle. I need a right guard. Colby isn't really that good. I know I only let him start for 1 season, but still. And then sure, this guy, I don't know who this is. Is this Squirrel White? Yeah, he's not even entered the draft, but I guess I accidentally made that mistake in these downloading these rosters. I need an updated roster from here. But apart from that, overall, not that bad. I wouldn't mind more depth at defensive tackle. That'd be nice. And then Chase Young and Carl need to do a little bit more. I know Carl just had 10.5 sacks, but Chase Young is a superstar development, and he gave me 5 sacks. But we'll see. I think overall, it's not a bad look to the team, but we just need to have these playmaker guys, and getting Kyle Hamilton was pretty big. So let's move into the draft. Pick number 10 in the draft, the Browns with the number 1 overall pick again, and they're going to pick up a defensive back. No need in trading up this year. Let's see what we have on the board. An offensive tackle in Christian Robertson out of Tennessee, 6'4", 332 here, elite strength. I really want to pick this guy. I don't care what people say. I'm going to pick him. Elite strength on any trench guy is an immediate W. Ranked number 5 in the class, got him at 10. Everyone passed on this guy, top 5. I think he looks great. Hidden development, 92 strength as a rookie is amazing. A impact blocking, run block power. He's going to be the starting left tackle. Ryan Ramczyk is still going to be the right tackle for now. Emmett Rhodes in round number 2 here. He is 6'1", 347 out of Washington. Elite strength. Just I don't even need to look at it anymore. Elite strength is all I need to know. Ranked 48, got him at 42. Hidden development, 99 strength as a rookie is nuts, dude. That's all I need to see. Once you see that elite strength, just pull the trigger. They're going to be great. Specifically, the elite strength for the trench guys, of course, not for other positions. It may be different. I'm going to be looking at right guard here in the 3rd round. Doesn't seem that good. Is there a left guard that can convert? Definitely not. Is there a center that could convert? Maybe Tom Woods. We see it all the time. Centers convert to guard. 6'3", 308 out of USC. Good strength, great acceleration. He's pretty athletic, so he'll be a pretty good pulling guard. It says he's good at run blocking and pass blocking. He's pretty balanced. He's an agile archetype, so yeah, he's going to be a good pulling guard. I'm going to make him the right guard. Ranked 55, got him at 74. Hidden development, beefing up our trenches for Shedeur Sanders because he got sacked 48 times last season. And for the 3rd round pick that we got for trading Fuaga, we're in the late 3rd round here. Alfonso Turner out of Minnesota, F pursuit on a linebacker. I'm just going to immediately say no to that. Juan Thompson here out of LSU, pass coverage archetype, A zone coverage, elite strength, not elite strength, elite speed and acceleration here. A awareness, A zone coverage, B man coverage. Juan Thompson is going to be the pick. I could move him to inside linebacker. Ranked horrible in the class. Wow, how is he this bad? He looked really good. A zone coverage and A awareness. I guess I'm bugging. So I don't know if that Fuaga trade worked out in our favor, considering we just traded him for that, but I guess it is what it is. And in the 4th round, picking up defensive tackle Rasheem Jefferson out of Alabama, 93 strength, normal development here, but he had great strength on his physical card, so that's why I picked him. A play rec, B block, shedding overview, ranked 73, got him at 106, so overall not bad value. And then in the 5th round, picking up middle linebacker Andrew Vaught here out of Texas A&M, 6'3", 231, hidden development, 87 speed, 89 acceleration. He's ranked 221 in the class, got him at 138, but the hidden development completely makes up for the pick. A finesse moves and B hit power, so not bad for late round value. After the draft, Christian Robertson is a 78 overall. That was a great pick. Rhodes is a 73. That was a great pick. Tom Woods, 72, hidden development. 63 for Juan Thompson. I thought it was going to be a lot better than that. Rasheem Jefferson is a 71, and then Vaught for a 5th round pick. Not bad with the hidden development. I stopped drafting after that. And then I'm going to sign Shaq Thompson here on a 1-year deal because I don't really have a good starting middle linebacker. Now, this is the team after the draft. Overall, pretty good for Shedeur Sanders. A lot of young guys on this team. Offensive line is bolstered up more. 84 overall offense. I'm going to move Vaught up here so that we can get some more reps in and develop more. Rhodes, we're going to make the number 1, well, number 2 next to Brian Brzee. And then everything else here looks pretty good. I would say I like the secondary a lot. Linebacking core still needs to develop a little bit more, so that's probably the only problem. 84 overall team, a lot of young guys. And then we got Bub Means in the slot. Donovan Edwards is going to play at all positions there. I guess Vaught also wants to rush off the edge. That's fine with me. Everything else looks pretty good. So apart from that, 84 overall team, it's not great. It's not bad. I do need a better running back. Donovan Donovan Edwards probably won't cut it long term, but year number 3, let's see how we do. 4-3 once again at the midseason mark, coming off a loss to the Falcons as we have to play against them, but a big win against the Colts, 5th in offensive passing yards, 18th in defensive points per game. Scouting national focus, our defensive line is still not performing well in the run game, so I'm going to do defensive tackle. For the players ready to negotiate here, Kool-Aid McKinstry wants to be with the team. He's young, star development. He's the top corner on our team. We're going to re-sign him. Brian Brzee, do want him back. He wants the team to have a franchise QB. That could change at the end of the year, so I'm going to wait on that. Caesar, let's see what we have here. He wants a different scheme. I don't really care. We're doing decent with it, so I'm going to keep it. I'm going to pay him extra. He's going to stay. Eric McCoy, I love having all this money. I bet the Saints would too in real life, but it doesn't really matter because they're going to sign players anyways. Eric McCoy resigns, and then Pete here. It depends how he plays. He'll probably play pretty good. Carl is pushing 31 here. We'll see how he plays. Bub Means, probably not going to resign. Spencer Rattler, and then all these other extras, just not going to really deal with. Ryan Ramczyk, depends how he plays, but I don't think I'm going to keep him long term, of course, because, I mean, we only got one more year left on the rebuild. Shedeur Sanders, I'm going to accept his option. He's been great for us so far. I mean, he's been average compared to the rest of the league, but so far, in terms of actual stat-wise, I think he's been doing pretty good. But apart from that, guys, let's see how we do and if we can even make the playoffs in year number 3. We go from a winning record to being 6-11, dude. Come on. Give me a break, dude. We are 11th in the passing game, but 25th in points per game. We have the worst rushing offense in the league. I know we're in a passing scheme, but still, dude, come on. Stats and awards. Shedeur Sanders really not doing as well as I thought he would. 26th offense, 27th defense, dude. Come on. Almost 4,100 yards, 29 touchdowns, 9 receptions. Not a bad ratio. 100 pass rating. Got sacked 49 times. What is going on with my offensive line here? 20th in passing touchdowns, 18th in passer rating. For being a top 10 pick, this is not what I wanted. Overall, it doesn't look bad. Donovan Edwards sucks. 3.4 per carry is not good. Nate Moore, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Chris Olave, almost 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Bub Means, 900 yards, 7 touchdowns. Tongue here, 800 yards, 2 touchdowns. Sacks allowed. How can you be worse than Fuaga? How can you be worse? 24 sacks allowed. Dude, they need to work something out with these offensive linemen. That's ridiculous. 24 sacks is so stupid. Ryan Ramczyk, I'm not going to resign. Eric McCoy, Tom Woods, the rookie, and then Cesar Ruiz here, 3 sacks. 24 is just so stupid, dude. And then Fuaga allows 18 on the Broncos, and then they're going to have to pay him too. So, yeah, I don't know if I really made that bad of a decision. I mean, I didn't really get much value for trading him, but he's still not good either. Pete here, 106 tackles for a loss, 9 for Chase Young, 8 for Carl, 6 sacks. He really didn't have that great of a season. I mean, it's solid, but do I re-sign him? Probably not. Sacks, 9.5 for Chase Young, 6 for Carl, 4 for Brian, and then 3 for Kool-Aid and McKinstry for interceptions, 2 for Shaq Thompson, deflections, 10 for Pete Warner, 6 for Kool-Aid and McKinstry, 4 for a handful of others. I'm not reading all that. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns, 1 for Shaq Thompson. And the Chiefs are finally not in the Super Bowl as Caleb Williams and the Bears win the Super Bowl. Caleb Williams wins the Super Bowl MVP. Joe Burrow wins the league MVP. Lamar Jackson, Offensive Player of the Year. Aiden Hutchinson, Defensive Player of the Year for the Bears, not the Lions. 3 years in a row, Defensive Player of the Year. No awards for the Saints. In the NFC South, Ryan Ramczyk, thank God he retires. He wasn't good for us. Patrick Ricard, I mean, in real life he was, but in Madden not. Patrick Ricard retires with CJ Ham, and then Mike Evans also retires. For the team upgrades, offensively, we look exactly the same. Robertson and Woods both come with star development. 85 overall team. Defensively, Rhodes comes with superstar X Factor. That's huge. Justin Reed is arresting. And Vaught comes with superstar development. That's great. Wish I would have started him now so he could have had a huge development jump, but that was an amazing 5th round pick value there. Everything else, we got 2 Hamiltons at safety. That's kind of funny, but everything else looks the same. It's just unfortunate. I'm probably not going to re-sign Granderson. I need a halfback. I need an edge rusher. There's a big problem there. For the re-signings, I'll accept the option for Shedeur Sanders. I'm trying to only do a 4-year rebuild. I may have to do 5 if this is how it's going to keep going. Brian Brzee still doesn't think we have a franchise quarterback. I'm going to do a 5-year, $20 million contract with him, so he stays. Pete Warner, I do want back. I'll do a 1-year deal and then boost the salary for him, and he resigns. Carl, he really didn't do that great, and I don't really just want to pay him. I'll pay him in free agency if there's nobody better. Everyone else here, I'm just not interested in having, so they can all walk. And apart from that, $115 million to spend in free agency. I'm assuming Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be there. He usually always is. And yes, Jahmyr Gibbs is here, 26 years old, superstar X Factor. I'm going to pay him a bag to be here in New Orleans. The Steelers want him too. That's unfortunate. Lad McConkey, let's just load it up, dude. We have the money. We have the money. They don't want to play here. I don't care. Edgerrin Cooper, yeah, let's load it up, dude. And despite me wanting to load it up, they did not want to load it up with me. But Ladd McConkey, we're going to sign him. That's a big signing. Jalen Johnson as a number 3. Zach Charbonnet as a halfback. I still would like a middle linebacker. I'm probably just going to have to trade for one because I do have the cap room for it, but it's the 4th and potentially the final season. I'm going to go make a move for a linebacker. I mean, Vaught is actually not bad because he has the superstar development. We'll see. But Ladd McConkey, he's going to play in the slot and probably at the number 1 as well. The receiving core looks amazing. The halfbacks aren't that great here. I do need a right tackle because Eric McCoy keeps shifting over there. And then defensively, Rhodes is going to be the starter. I need an edge rusher, and I need a new offensive tackle. That's what I need. But let's see how we do in the draft. I think I'm building up a pretty good team, but the AI just doesn't want to let it happen. There's a left tackle here on the board, and Gregory Jacobson. I could move Robertson to the right tackle. Elite speed, elite acceleration, elite jumping, great change of direction, great strength. I'm going to pick this guy. This is all I need to know. I'm going to move Robertson back to right tackle. You can say it's his dominant foot. Jacobson ranked 57, got him at 7. Ranked 56, got him at 7. Still hidden development. I'm going to make him the starting left tackle. Again, Robertson is going to move over to back to right tackle. You can say, sure, oh, it wasn't his dominant foot. That's why he sucked. But still, we're going to see how this goes. In round number 2, picking up middle linebacker Wayne McLean here. He's going to be the secondary to Vaught because he only has normal development, but ranked 59, got him at 39. Not bad. 91 speed, 80 acceleration, very fast. A awareness, B block, shedding man coverage, and hit power. Looks pretty solid. And I completely forgot to get an edge rusher, which really sucks by me. Just really bad move. So I'm going to pick up Austin Pierman. He looks awful. Never mind. I'll just sign one in a free agency. I can't believe I forgot to pick up an edge rusher, but it is what it is. I'm just going to simulate to the end of the draft. Jacobson's a 73, 72 for Wayne McLean, 63 for Austin Pierman. The AI picked up a defensive end, Alani Shields, who isn't good. Not a very good draft from me looking at the rest of the draft class. Honestly, not a good draft class from the picks. I mean, 72, 75, 77. I mean, there is a guy who's a 78, but second round pick. And then the DBs were good. This was a good edge rusher, but I did not have the pick for that. And yeah, the edge rushing class really just didn't look that good. This guy was a 74 in Deion Collins. I could have picked him in the early second round, but I didn't. He's a run stopper archetype. Yeah, he's not a speed rusher or a pass. Yeah, so he's a run stopper. He's not an edge rusher. So anyways, I'm going to be picking up Braylon Trice as an edge rusher. I'm going to move him down to defensive end. Now, this is the team moving into the 4th and potentially the final season here. Hopefully we can do well. I think I built up a pretty good team here. Low-key, Shedeur Sanders has been kind of mid, not stat-wise, but compared to the rest of the league, he's been pretty mid so far. Ladd McConkey, Monroe, Tongue, Chris Olave. We have a great offensive line on paper. I mean, it's really just up to the AI whether or not it wants to give it to me, which is super annoying. And then we got Braylon Trice, who I moved to left end if he would actually move there. No, I guess he just refused to move to the position I told him to. So we got that down now. Rhodes, I'm honestly going to make him the 1, and Brian Brzee can be the rush defensive tackle. We got Jalen Johnson and then Maxwell Harrison. Overall, I think it's pretty good. It's just whether or not, again, the AI wants to give it to me. Specialist-wise, Ladd McConkey's in the slot, and he's the number 1 because he's the best overall. And then we got Rhodes here as well. Let's move him up. Trice is coming off the edge. Then I want Vaught here as the sub linebacker, but we'll see how we do in the 4th and potentially the final year. If we don't make the playoffs or if I, don't win in the playoffs, of course, I'm going to play a 5th year. I'm not just going to end the rebuild, but this has been pretty frustrating so far. I think I can definitely win with this team. It's really up, again, just the AI. And it looks like the AI gave it to us. 14-3 here, 2nd in offensive points per game, 2nd in passing game, 11th in defensive points per game, 3rd best defensive passing game, 31st in defensive rushing game. But still, Shedeur Sanders, number 2 in the NFL for passing yards. Dak Prescott, number 1. Sure, in what universe, dude? He would, he's not getting league MVP. 54 touchdowns for Shedeur Sanders, by the way. Jalen Johnson, number 1 in the league for interceptions. Well, really tying it, but they're going to put him at number 1. Andrew Vaught, starting year 1 here. Well, starting in his 2nd year, 129 tackles, 3rd in the league for that. Well, 2nd in the league for it, 106 in solo tackles. And then Ladd McConkey, number 2 in receiving yards. Great year for the team. And again, it's just whether or not the AI wants to give it to you. And I have to show this sometimes because everyone's like, oh, you force wins, you cheat. No, like this, no wins forced. Home win for the bye week, whatever. And then all that coming off a final loss that pushes us. That's very inconvenient. That pushes us out of the 1st seed. But still, really nice dominant season. Offense defense was popping off throughout the year. This was a rough game, but apart from that, let's see the stats. Shedeur Sanders, second in the league for passing yards, first in passing touchdowns, #1 passer rating. That's got to be league MVP. He is the league MVP, as it looks like, where's Dak Prescott? 9th for league MVP, despite having the #1 passing yards in the league. 6th best offense in the NFL for the Buster Cherry Saints, and 12th for defense, as he has 54 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 4,800 yards, 128 passer rating, got sacked 38 times. Significant, not just significant. He is the best player in the league. Your league MVP, Shedeur Sanders. He was low-key mid up until now, but Charbonnet, 3.7 per carry, 8 touchdowns, no fumbles. Not really a good year, but whatever. Lad McConkey, 1,400 yards, 22 touchdowns. Amazing year. Chris Olave, 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. Nate Monroe here, 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. And then Kentrell Tongue, 2 yards shy of 1,000-yard season, 11 touchdowns. Amazing year for all these players. Sacks allowed here as Gregory Jacobson allows 15. I know he's like a 64 overall, but still. And then Christian Robertson, significant improvement from previous year, but that's still not good. But the rest of the interior offensive line is doing nice. And it looks like Fuaga still sucks, so I guess it's really all not that bad considering they have to pay Fuaga and we don't. And my Robertson here in year number 2, he has to develop, and he's already outperforming Fuaga, so Fuaga was just bad. I guess the Saints just can't draft offensive tackle, including Trevor Penning. Andrew Vaught here at 129 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, half a sack, 2 interceptions, 5 pass deflections. Great starting year from him. And the tackles for a loss, 11 for Chase Young, 10 for Braylon Trice. Solid pickup, 8 for Brian Brzee and Emmett Rhodes. Sacks, 9.5 for Chase Young, Braylon Trice. So really surprising that Braylon Trice just outperformed Carl Granderson as a free agent. Interceptions, 6 for Jalen Johnson, 5 for Kool-Aid McKinstry. Pass deflections, 8 for Pete Warner and Maxwell Harrison, 7 for Kool-Aid McKinstry. I've really liked Maxwell Harrison so far. 0 safeties and 0 defensive touchdowns. Can your league MVP beat the San Francisco 49ers in the wild card round? I mean, we're 1 overall higher than them, but we do have the league MVP on our team. We beat them 27-18 here to face the 87 overall Seattle Seahawks. Who is their QB? I'm just curious. It's going to be Sam Darnold still. Okay, so I thought it would be, but I didn't know for sure because, I mean, he's an 82 overall without the boost. You got Will Howard as the backup. I could see that. K9's a 99 overall. That would be sick. And then JSN is the top guy. They got Ricky Pearsall on their team. Wow. Scooping up all the division rival players with Cooper Kupp and now Ricky Pearsall. Then you got Joe Falk, who is a superstar development, and Joe Ross, not John Ross. Interesting. But can we beat the 87 overall Seattle Seahawks? They're 12-5. We're 14-3. We have the league MVP, and we do 45-24. Our offense dominating there. Here to face the 9-8 Chicago Bears. Superstar X Factor Caleb Williams. They're a 90 overall team with the same offense. They have a better defense, but they're only 9-8. That's weird how AI simulation works, but it is what it is. It looks like Caleb Williams is not actually a superstar X Factor. I thought he would be, but I guess not. It says Aiden Hutchinson isn't. That must be a glitch. Here we are in the NFC Championship. Saints fans' worst nightmare here. 0-0 start in the second quarter. Bears are going to strike first with 3 points. Offense, please wake up and do something. Getting shut out in the first half here. Finally scoring 3 points. Do something more, please. 10-6 here. Hold the ball. Hold the ball. Defense carried us so hard this game as we're just going to hold it. 10-6 is your final score as the Saints will be moving on to the Super Bowl. Awful game from the offense from today, but 93 pass rating for sure. Sanders 149 yards, a touchdown, an interception here. Not a very good game from the offense as Nate Monroe got a touchdown, but that was really it. Defense was a total lockdown today. Sacks, 2 for Chase Young, 1 for Brian Brzee, half for Pete Warner and Maxwell Harrison. Some tackles for a loss, no interceptions, but nice job defense. Let's see if we can reciprocate that in the Super Bowl. Not the offense, the defense, please. And boom, just like that, we go from 6-11 to missing the playoffs to now being a Super Bowl team as we have the league MVP Shedeur Sanders. Again, I'm going to say it all the time. It literally just depends whether or not the AI wants to give it to you. You can have a great team. They'll just be like, nah, not this year. Shedeur Sanders, superstar development. I would argue X Factor. He's literally the league MVP, which I'm going to give him. I don't care if you cry in the comments. He's the league MVP. It literally means he is the best player in the entire NFL. He would, in real life, he would immediately get boosted to, don't boost that, don't boost his speed, please. He would immediately get boosted to Superstar X Factor if he won league MVP, if any player won league MVP in real life. Anyone else here for the upgrades? Tongue goes to Superstar X Factor. Jacobson comes with Superstar Development. Eric McCoy gets upgraded to Superstar Development. That's rare for an offensive lineman to get naturally upgraded. Vaught is up to an 83 with the boost. Jalen Johnson goes to an X Factor. Great overall team. Surprised Braylon Trice didn't get a star development because he had 9.5 sacks, dude. He's aura mogging me right now, dude. Look at those eyes, bro. Light skin with the green eyes, aura mogging me right now. 91 overall team. Let's see if we can win the Super Bowl. As I'm assuming the Colts have Anthony Richardson, he's usually really good in simulation. Here we are against the Colts. They're gonna open up with nothing. We're gonna respond with 7. Nice start for the team. They're gonna punt again. We're gonna punt again. They're gonna make a 3-7 game. We're gonna make it 14-10 at halftime. 21-10. Too much is happening at once here in the fourth quarter. They're gonna go down and score 3 points. Take 3 timeouts. It is 3rd down and 5 for us. Key moments. What are we going to do? We're going to convert the 3rd down, still have the ball, holding the ball, 21-18. Defense showed up once again, and Shedeur Sanders and their New Orleans Saints will end the mediocrity and win a Super Bowl in year number 4 with Kyle Hamilton. Wearing number 30 looks cursed on Kyle Hamilton, but hey, I'll take it. A win is a win, and that is what we are here to do. Yeah, Anthony Richardson is their quarterback. Shedeur Sanders, 3 touchdowns, 213 yards, 146 pass rating, no interceptions, 86% completion percentage there, as he will probably be your Super Bowl MVP. And your Super Bowl MVP is Shedeur Sanders, and he's your league MVP. Coach of the year is Buster Cherry, baby. Lad McConkey, Offensive Player of the Year. This was just the Saints' year. We balled out this year in year number 4, and this will be a New Orleans Saints successful rebuild. Always want to end my videos with successful rebuilds. It would seem lame if I just failed it over and over again. But anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys have any unique ideas, and I'll make sure to feature your comment. And thank you guys once again for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.